Hi everybody, this is Tor Storley and I am back with another video. This is the fourth video in this series, and in this video I want to cover DBT concepts, and I also want to cover some DBT command references, and we'll use these two documents here that was helpfully constructed by using Claude Sonnet 4.6, and I will use these two to go through some of the concepts and the commands in DBT. Now, in this particular video, we'll cover the concept, or the topic, I should say, of packages. And what is packages? Well, packages is external third-party code you can use inside your project, your DBT project. Now, if you go to this website, hub.getdbt.com, you're going to land on this page. And if you look down here, you can see there are some featured packages, and then you can also search for others, okay? Now, why are these packages listed here? Because they're very commonly used. So this DBT utils, this audit helper, and this expectations in particular are very useful packages. Now, in order to figure out how to use this, you click in, and you can see they describe this, and you can also see there's a GitHub link. So when you click there, it will jump over to that GitHub repository so you can study up a little more detail on it. Also, what's important here is obviously to know what they're doing, but also there's a reference here how to set this up inside your YAML file. And it also gives you the command to run in order to install the packages. So basically, you're going to create a packages YAML file. You're going to add this reference inside the indented portion of this packages section. And then you're going to run this dbt deps in order to install the packages. So we're going to add a couple of packages. And in order to do that, we're going to get this utils package. But we're also going to get the other one, which is expectations. And this is basically used for testing. It has a lot of tests you can run using this third-party package. So if you scroll down a little bit here, you can read up on it yourself. I don't need to cover everything here. But notice all these different functions it has where you can run these type of tests. So you have unique test for unique values, missing values, sets and ranges, whether you're matching a certain string, aggregate functions, expectations, multi-columns, and so forth and so forth. You can also see here how they create this test section, and then you add in this function in order to run this and inside this code base, which is the package. So they lay it out for you here. You can go and add and change whatever you need. I'll give you just a couple of examples, but it's going to be based on the information you see here. All that is great. You can also go to their GitHub page and find out more about it there. So let's go back to our concepts, which is here. So we're going to look at this package area first. We're going to create a packages.yaml file in the root directory. What you want to do then, you want to copy this data into a file. I'm going to open up my project and I'm going to go in and make it a little smaller. Okay, let's see what files I have. So notice I created a packages YAML file. So in other words, I right-clicked here, say new file, and then I call it packages.yml. And that's how I created that file. Then I went back to my concepts document and I copied the section from that, which is this portion here. You just click the copy button. And back in my project now, I have these two. So what I need to do now is, first of all, I need Python. So right now, I need to activate Python. In my Windows machine, I can simply do Control-Shift-P and then select Interpreter. Now, I want to use this 3.13 because I know DBT likes 3.13 and above. So I'm choosing that. And right now it's loading up that virtual environment so I can take advantage of the Python install on that virtual environment called Vana. Now we're inside the folder we need to be in. So the next step then is to actually activate the virtual environment in this case. So I'm going to write this command, then scripts activate, And now you can see I'm actually activated. So the next thing then is to see if this actually works. We run this command right here, dbt deps, okay? And that should compile and download those packages. I don't know if it compiles it, but it will download the packages. All right, so let me try then and see what happens now. So it's running, and I'll still my video till it's done. Okay, so I ran it, but I got a bunch of errors here because I probably ran it before, so it causes problems. So if you look here now, this is a good learning tool, I guess. You can see here, dbt configuration is invalid because it found already installed dbt packages. So what do you do when you're getting corrupt installs like this? Well, what I can do is I can go and basically delete this dbt packages folder. So here is the problem. You can see it shows up here with the install stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this guy. So the next thing you want to do is probably clear the dbt cache if you have it available. Now I have the bash command for this. Let's see if that works or not. So I'm running that and it did something. So I guess it took care of the cache. And now what I want to do is I want to run a fresh install again. And I need to do that probably in PowerShell. I'll probably do everything in PowerShell. So let me paste that in again. And then let me activate the environment. Okay, so now we're in there. Now we should be able to do it. So let's try it one more time. So dbt deps, okay? And let's run that. Okay, so it finished. And if you look here, it says it's running, installing. Here's the version. Here's the updated version for this one. So it gives you an update to what it was doing. So if you look here now under the project, notice you have the dbt underscore packages back again. That's the one I deleted. So if you open it, you can see here's dbt date with all the code. And here is the expectations with all the code. And here's utils with all the code. Now, I don't recall specifying this one in my packages file, but maybe that was somewhere else. Maybe let me inspect this a little bit to see, or unless it was there already, I don't know. But anyway, it installed those two packages, as you can see. One thing I should also mention is that dbt core, more recent versions, they create a separate folder under your user account. So for me, that would be C users stall, okay? And if you look in here, you can see there is a .dbt folder. And when you open that one, you can see these are the files that is put in there. The bare minimum files. So if you want to look at it, you can see this is the profiles. As you can see, it points to duckdb and it tells you it's using only one thread. Now you could change that, but that's what it's using right now. Actually, for prod, it's set up for 4, but we don't have a prod yet. And users is just a generic identifier like this. So that's all it is. But it uses this folder in addition to your project folder when it actually brings up all the dbt stuff. So be aware of that. You might have to go under your username, look for the .dbt folder. So that's the two packages that I wanted to look at. And if you feel okay with that, good. Otherwise, maybe you should go and look up on the concepts again and the commands, particularly the one we just did, which was this dbt deps. What it does, it reads your packages YAML file and downloads all the listed dbt packages into the dbt underscore packages directory, which I just showed you. And here are some of the common packages they mentioned. I don't know what happened to that date one. I don't know. Maybe it was there before. I didn't look, but it's a little fishy. I'm going to see if I can figure that out. Okay, so that's that one. And also, you can go to the concepts and read up on the package setup. So now you know where to go. And when you want to set up these packages and use the functionality, you will go here and you will drill into the packages functionality. So one thing we might be able to do is maybe create a unique identifier. So you can create a unique identifier and attach it as a column maybe to your tables. So that might be one you want to look for. That's one way of looking at this utils packages, if you will. Now, this one here is, what am I on? This is expectations. This is testing. But the one I'm talking about is under utils. And if you look down at the listings here, you can see there's a bunch of stuff here. The one I could potentially use might be this generate surrogate key, right? So it tells you how to do that here. And this is the Jinja syntax you would use to create it, all right? So we'll look into that as we move forward and maybe tag on one of these and when we do the testing and so forth. But for now, I just want to mention it. So that is the external packages you can use inside dbt. Hope you like this video, and if you do, give me a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It'd be fantastic. I look forward to see you again in my next video. Take care.